Hey man, I don't know if you know this, but we are getting ready to write a book this June that will release in April. And so I did something really fun. I went in to ChatGPT and I asked them what they thought I should write this book about. Wait till you hear this answer. I want to jump into the meat of this podcast. This is basically called Guardrails and ChatGPT. So I'm getting ready to write a book about the most viral videos that we ever produce surrounding the topic of marital guardrails. So I went into ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot developed by OpenAI. It uses deep learning to generate human-like text based on prompts from its users. So I went in and asked what would happen if I wrote a book, if Jim Ramos wrote a book on guardrails. So check this out. Very, very fun, very interesting, actually very, very wrong. The book will have nothing to do with this, but it used prompts from all of the things we put out there. And here's what it said. Here's what it said. If Jim Ramos were to write a book about guardrails, it would likely incorporate his framework of life principles focusing on importance of purpose, personal growth, and leadership. Drawing from his USA Today best-selling book, Dialed In, and his other works, here are 7 guardrails that Jim Ramos might set to guide the characters and the readers through the moral and personal dilemmas in guardrails. Guardrail 1, integrity. Stay true to your values. Ramos emphasizes the importance of living with integrity. He believes that the foundation of strong leadership is grounded in being honest, reliable, and true to one's core values. This is really kind of eerie, guys. In Guardrails, this would encourage the characters and the people who read the book to stay true to their moral compass, even when faced with challenges or temptations that could lead them astray. Example, the readers would be forced to make difficult decisions, but the guardrail would guide them to choose what aligns with their deeper values, even when easier, less honorable paths are available. I think that's pretty cool. I really camp on that topic a lot in my book, Strong Men, Dangerous Times. It's the first of the 5 essentials, so you can check that book out. We'll provide the link in the notes. Number 2, guardrail of accountability. Own your decisions. Explanation is this. Accountability is a major theme in Ramos's philosophy. Well, I'm glad. I guess I know that now. In Guardrails, this guardrail would encourage readers to take responsibility for their actions and decisions. They wouldn't be allowed to pass the blame or avoid difficult conversations, but would instead own the consequences of their choices. A reader might make a mistake, but instead of hiding from it or blaming others, he should confront the situation, work towards a solution, demonstrating maturity and responsibility. Man, I'll tell you what, none of these are going to be in the book, but I sure like them. Maybe I should write a book called Guardrails according to Jim Ramos and ChatGPT. Guardrail number 3, focus. Prioritize what matters most. Ramos advocates for being dialed in, focused on what truly matters. The guardrail here would guide readers to filter out distractions and focus on what aligns with their purpose and goals. This guardrail will challenge them to avoid superficial distractions of life and to make decisions that serve their long-term vision. A character might be tempted by an opportunity that seems attractive in the short term but doesn't align with their core purpose or values. This guardrail would steer them to remain focused on their larger mission. All right. Guardrail number 4, the guardrail of leadership. Lead yourself before leading others. Leadership is central to Ramos's teachings. I just love hearing this. This guardrail would remind readers that effective leadership starts with leading themselves well, developing self-discipline, setting an example, and cultivating personal strength. Only after mastering self-leadership can one guide others effectively. Actually, I totally agree with that. An example is a protagonist might have the chance to lead others, but must first face internal struggles or grow in self-discipline before they can take on responsibility of leading a team or community. I couldn't have said it better. Did I say this or did somebody else say this? Anyway, guardrail number 5, sacrifice. Serve the greater good. Ramos emphasizes the importance of serving others and making sacrifices for a greater purpose. This guardrail would guide characters to put the needs of others ahead of their own desires when the situation calls for it, reinforcing the idea that personal growth often requires sacrifice. A reader may be asked to give up something of value for the good of their family, community, or cause they care about. This guardrail would encourage them to choose the path that serves the greater good. Guardrail 6. Remember, there are 7 guardrails in this book apparently I'm going to write. Although I am writing a book called Guardrails, it is going to release in April of 26. So be ready for it. We have had millions and millions and millions of people respond to our videos. It's been our most viral topic over the last 10 years. So I'm excited about this book. Let's get back to this Guardrail 6. Guardrail of courage. Face fear with action. Courage is the key to open. And I have a book written, Guts and Manhood, where I actually took every time the word courage is mentioned in the Bible and I explained it. And in that book, I discovered 4 irrefutable attributes of courage after diving deep into the Word of God. It's really a phenomenal book that very few people have read because we really didn't promote it that much. It was supposed to be a free book, and we produced it. We thought this is too good to be free. Anyway, back to this. Okay, courage is the key to overcoming obstacles and fulfilling one's purpose. In Guardrails, this one would encourage readers to act with courage, even with faced with uncertainty, fear, or opposition. They would be reminded that the growth in their lives often comes on the other side of fear. Readers would be confronted with a difficult challenge, perhaps a personal crisis or external threat, and they would need to summon the courage, all the courage they had to move forward despite their fear. Man, that is so good. Lastly, guardrail number 7 is the guardrail of legacy. Live for a purpose larger than yourself. Ramos speaks to the idea of creating a legacy, living in such a way that your actions leave a positive impact on others. This guardrail would encourage characters or readers to think about their legacy, the ripple effects of their choices, and the long-term consequences of their lives. A reader might be faced with the decision whether or not to pursue personal ambition or a decision that would leave a lasting impact on others. This guardrail would nudge them towards considering how their actions will resonate beyond their own lifetime. The only disagreement I have there is it says this guardrail would nudge them. I would say shove them, but that's okay. In conclusion, according to ChatGPT, these 7 guardrails, inspired by Jim Ramos' teachings, would provide a framework for making principled decisions, facing personal challenges, and leading with integrity and purpose. This book would revolve around how these guardrails help guide men complex moral dilemmas, ultimately leading to personal growth and leadership. So I thought that was really insightful. When I first saw this, I thought, I just got to share this with my guys. I thought it was kind of comical. I encourage you to do a little chat GPT on yourself and see what AI knows about you. But guys, if you have not yet subscribed to Men in the Ring Podcast, please, 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 please do so. Until next time, feel the wet sand on the arena floor. Hear the deafening roar of the crowd. Taste the sweetness of victory. Smell the stench of battle. Get in the game. Get dirty. Grind it out. Chat GPT yourself and be a man.